Hey everyone, welcome back to Contractor Growth Network. Today we're talking all about speed in business and how it's everything. I know we've been harping at, patience on this, patience on that, but in all reality, it's a hurry up and wait game. So we'll talk about what you need to be hurrying up on and then what you need to be waiting on. Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Contractor Growth Network. Today is all about speed is the name of the game. I'm here with Alex. Say what's up.
What's up?
What's up? That's Alex. So today we're talking in business because, coming to market is a big issue with a lot of companies. They go, oh, what's your come to market plan and stuff like that. And that's like everything. So that's why I wanted to bring this up because I see a lot of people kind of on the fence about stuff and they're like, well, I know I should be doing this, and yeah, I really should be focusing on this, and just the downside of the but is like it kills companies or it keeps you in the same pattern of business over and over and over. So to lead off with, let me give you a bit of a background into speed in a business. So Netflix, when it first came out, Netflix started off with just doing the subscription services, right? So you could, I think we had this like 2 DVDs a month or at one time is what it was, and you could just rent those out. And Blockbuster's going, yeah, right, that's not going to work. Like, there's no way. And then they're watching Netflix do this, and I didn't realize until Alex told me like Netflix offered to sell to Blockbuster.
Yeah, it was early 2000s, I'd say. They offered to sell for I think it was almost 50 million. I could be wrong with that, but it was pretty large and a steal for Blockbuster at the time, knowing that what we know now. But yeah, but that was when Netflix wasn't the streaming service it is today, but they still offered to take that.
Yeah, so the Netflix is doing this, where they're renting this thing, setting out DVDs, and Blockbuster, they have all this market share. They're killing it. They could totally just dominate Netflix and go, you know what? Great, we're gonna do the exact same thing, and everybody's gonna go, all right, well, Netflix, you're gone. That's it. But Blockbuster dipped their toe in and said, we're gonna try it. We'll see what we can do. Like, I don't really think it's going to work, but we'll just do it just to try our best. And by the time that Blockbuster goes, wow, okay, this works, let's really go all in, Netflix now has streaming services. And because Blockbuster didn't capitalize and Netflix has streaming, they're done. They're gone. I mean, this is what's happening right now with Sears. It's like, it's part speed, but also part like the inability to keep up with trends.
Failure to adapt.
Exactly, 100% failure to adapt. So, Sears is going through that. They just went out of business. Radioshack is another one.
Yeah.
I mean, all these companies that have been around for years and years and years because they're either failing to adapt or by the time that they go, all right, fine, investors, we're going to go all in on this one thing, it's too late.
Yeah. I just saw GameStop's closing 200 stores.
No way.
This year, yeah, because of, I know you can now just buy the game straight on your console. So they've failure to adapt to getting to that, we don't have to come in and actually buy the game. You don't have to actually buy this stuff. You can just do it on your console.
Imagine if GameStop had like an app that you could do on Xbox. I mean, granted, Microsoft could come out and be like, all right, we're going to squash you out.
Yeah.
But, to go, well, I don't think that's going to work. Now GameStop's going.
Yeah, if you work a deal out with Microsoft, I guarantee you they'd probably do it.
Yeah.
They don't need that. So yeah, they failed to go with that. Netflix and Hulu, they're on Xbox too. There's no excuse. Really, TV, there's no excuse to watch TV anymore because Netflix is so out there.
And they grew so quickly.
Yeah.
And we're not sitting here saying, oh, you have to scale. And because I read a really good article the other day, and the guy, what he talks about is they said, there's a boy on the corner outside of his house, and he's selling ice cream, or selling lemonade, right? And it cost him 50 cents to make the lemonade. He sells it for $1.50. So for every cup that he makes $1, right? So then this savvy entrepreneur investor comes in and says, hey, I know what you need to do. You need to open up more stores, open up more lemonade stands. So what you need to do is you need to start to take on investor capital and open up more and more and more. And the boy's like, well, I don't really want to do that. And the investor goes, no, trust me, you want this. You want to grow the store super fast. So now they've got, more stores opening up with investor capital, but to, actually keep up with all the new stores, they got to hire a really expensive advertising team and, make it all happen. So now they have all this extra overhead. And now when you break it all down, for every cup of lemonade that he sells, it actually costs him $4. So he sells it for $1.50, but it actually costs him $4. So he used to be making $1 on each. Now he's losing $2.50. And he goes back to the investor, and the investor's like, no, you need to keep pushing more and more and more. And now you got to take this thing public to actually generate more interest. So now they're selling off all their shares, and they're saying, oh, little boy, you need to, now that you're the CEO of this public company, you need to drive a Ferrari and have a private jet and make a $10 million a year salary and all this stuff. And all that keeps doing is adding to the overhead. And yes, you're selling a lot of lemonade, but for every $1.50 lemonade that you sell, now with everything involved, now you're selling, it costs you $8. Mm-hmm. And the whole premise of the story was, you have all these big time companies like a WeWork or an Uber or this or that just sell a lot, but they lose so much money that is that really a business? So
so they're losing money essentially because they're spending so much just to get that one sale.
Just to get that one sale, because it's so much involved.
That goes back to like it's cheaper to retain a customer than it is to sign up a new one. The whole principle.
Exactly. So what I'm not telling you guys to do is, go out and scale and take on investment and strike iron while it's hot by doing this. All we're saying is it's half being adaptive and half really just jumping on it and going all in. Mm-hmm. So the way that I started Full Sail was about 2 years ago. I was working full time doing inside sales at Indeed, and I was doing on nights and weekends, doing the marketing for my dad. And then I had a couple of his friends. I made an announcement to like a group of his friends at this marketing event that Tom Reber put on, and I was like, I'm going to start this. I'm starting this marketing company to actually do exactly what I've done for my dad's contracting business, but for other contractors as well. And it went so poorly that literally within an hour after I gave that talk in front of 50 people, people were like, "Oh, so like, what are you up to now? Like, what do you think is going to be happening in your life in the next couple of years?" And I'm like, "Were you not just there?
Just announced it.
Like, I literally just told you." What? Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You
really?
were serious?
Well, they didn't even know it. Like, I guess I was so nervous.
Yeah.
That I literally just like grazed over it or something, or maybe people. I don't know. Either way, it didn't. It was terrible.
Didn't make the impression you wanted
at all. But then I had people afterwards. Like, word started to kind of spread, and I got hired by a couple people. And part of me is like, well, Logan, just worked this, because in inside sales, it was like my first year, but I was still. I mean, Indeed pays pretty well. Like, I was probably $100,000 the first year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is like a lot of money.
Really, yeah.
Granted, you're in San Francisco, so that's the same as like $8 here. But yeah, I mean, like they pay well. So it's like, okay, cool. Could I just do that, full time and then do this nights and weekends? And I was like, screw it. If I'm going to invest in somebody, I'm going to invest in me. Let me go all in. And I remember my dad was like, Logan, how much do you have in savings? And I was like, I don't know, like $30,000. And he was like, how long would that last you for? If you had to just live on savings, how long does that last for? And I was like, 8 months? And he goes, great. Is it worth it to try for 8 months? And if you run out of money, you're back to square one, but at least you tried. I'm like, yep, done. So went in, quit Indeed, went all in on myself. And because it was just like, instead of just going, well, I'm going to keep pushing this off and, I'm going to, keep working at Indeed because that's good money. And then kind of just do this nights and weekends on the side. If I would have done that, we wouldn't be nearly making the impact that we are today. Just because like when you go all in on something, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got to my point of where we are. And now we're growing. I mean, I think we're year over year, like, granted, we're in the first couple of years. So it's like, we're not going to grow this fast every single year. But, we'll probably be like 70% ahead of where we were last year.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Did you foresee this coming? Like, did you see the growth this fast?
No, not at all. Well, I mean, it's cool, but like, like if you told me, because I did like a business plan last year, and I did the business plan in probably October. So at that point, I had been in business for like 1 year. Actually, no, it's maybe a little bit earlier than October. I was probably about a year in business, and I'm like mapping out for a business plan just to see what I could do. Well, let me just do 3 years of revenue, and I'm like, I have no idea what 3 years revenue is because like this month was great, last month sucked, the month before that was awesome. So it's like up and down. So there's no stability at all. Every month is different, and it really is just like seasonal. I'm like learning that August, even in our industry with marketing, because it slows down for homeowners, because homeowners are on vacation, slows down for contractors. When contractors don't have cash flow in, what's the last thing they want to do is spend money on marketing, like things like that, so because they don't have the money. So I kind of learned that, not the hard way, but just like understanding that. So that helps a lot. But no, I didn't foresee this at all. So when I did that business plan, I'm like, well, I think by 2019, like maybe we could do like $300,000 in the year. And this year, I mean, we'll most likely do 600. So we'll most likely double what I thought we were going to do just a year ago.
Yeah.
But because it's been, go all in, and then okay, we just did another round of hiring, right? Do we hire one person to, backfill, or screw it, let's just hire two people so that way I can free up my time a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm actually, I don't know if you noticed this, I'm like now like trying to find ways to like fill my time, which is thank God we're starting this course and program to teach contractors how to grow and stuff. And gotta have that to fill my time, but otherwise it's like making sure the two new girls step on, and then now it's just like full on business development.
Yeah.
And once you get business development, and imagine that's my only role is half biz dev, half just make sure everybody's doing the right stuff and things like that. You fly.
Yeah. Part of the growth is that you're going to, as the owner, you're growing into a different, I don't want to say position, but you're growing into a different stage in the company where you don't have to be as hands-on as you were. We're still a small company, so you obviously are very hands-on.
Right.
But you hiring more people adds that the less responsibilities you have to do and more you can do to focus on bringing it to the next step, which this course will hopefully do.
Yeah, 100%. So with like the premise of like the rich are getting richer, like it's because they have enough money to play. Like that's what I kind of realized, that it's the compound effect. Like I think I've put up like the Dave Ramsey graph for you before, right? Where I show you like about retirement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. If you guys have never seen that, go on DaveRamsey.com, and it's called like, he has like a retirement calculator, but what you can do is you can put in there and go, okay, if I put this amount of money, if I have this much in savings and I put this amount of money each month into retirement as well at this growth rate in the economy or in the S&P 500, by the time I'm 65, how much money will I have? And you realize that if you put more money in up front, it's like if you put, let's say like $1,000 a year, or it's like, I don't know, let's just say $100 a month between the age of like 25 and 35. So for only 10 years, and then put no more in there. So at the 35-year mark, you take it out, you stop putting money in. And then versus the people that put in from the age of 35 to 65, so you're actually putting in 3 times as much money, because the people who got in earlier had their money compounding for them.
Yeah.
They make like so much more money. And that's the whole idea, is that it's all compounding. So if you can get in, strike iron while it's hot, like right now the economy's good.
Yeah.
Like this is when I'm doing everything I can. Like, okay, great. Let's dump money back into advertising to try to grow our base, try to grow everything and stuff like that. So that way, if something does happen, we've got a whole email list of people that in the very least we can go, great, we're going to run a promo, right? We know the economy is not great for you, so we're going to make it more affordable for you to, market, because people still want their bathrooms done. People still want their landscapes done. It's just, maybe not as much, but if we can capture enough people while everything is booming, then when something does slow down a little bit, if it does,
that's the way for them to kind of like, all right, if I get my kitchen redone, if I get my bathroom redone, that's like a little positive they can take towards the next
step.
step.
Exactly. So and for us, like, while instead of we go, oh shoot, everything's slowing down, let's try to market really hard right now, it's tough to like sell somebody when it's a short relationship. But if we've had this long relationship, by putting everything in right now and going, great, let's strike iron while it's hot, let's keep it going, that's really what our goal is, and that's kind of why we're doing that. So the speed at which we do stuff is everything.
You don't want to kill momentum either. Like even if it's faster than you expected, you don't want to just, if you're driving down the field in 80 yards, what are you going to kick the field goal on second down? No, you're going to keep going for the touchdown, even though if you need a field goal. But like same thing, you don't want to kill the momentum. And, to grow faster, it might not be what you expected, but there's nothing wrong with going faster. It's actually better,
Yeah, it's you gotta. I mean, I hate to say, you gotta find the balance, because that's literally everything in life. You gotta find the balance. But it's really like when I was going into the military, everything is hurry up and wait. Hey, we need this paper, and then we need it right now. And I send it in, and they go, all right, great, we'll let you know in a month. And I'm like, well, okay,
great,
yeah. So it's almost one of those where, like with, let's say like Facebook ads, like, okay, so let me give you an example with Facebook ads. You used to be able to, with Facebook ads, you used to be able to target by occupation. So you could say, if you go, you know what, I know like 80% of my clients are like in the finance industry, you could literally run ads. You can still do this on LinkedIn, but on Facebook, you can literally run ads to, let's say like managing directors, people that are making high 6 figures, low 7 figures every single year. And if you're up in New York City, man, you're going to kill it. You can't do that anymore. But imagine people that if you said, oh, wow, let's capitalize on this. Let's just send this out to all the MDs. And maybe they don't buy right then and there, but you get them, into your pipeline, and you get on their email, get them on your email list and stuff like that. Well, now that feature's gone away, where you already have a couple thousand people on your email list that are all highly qualified people, and now you just do your email marketing, and now you can't do that. So if you now go, oh, I just want to focus on the high worth individuals, that feature's gone.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that the people that strike iron while it was hot and you had the ability to do that, they did it, and now they're reaping the rewards of it. But those that said, maybe I'll spend $5 a day on this Facebook ad just to see, because I don't want to lose $100, because people are way more inclined to I'd much rather not lose $20 than earn $20. And when it comes to advertising and stuff, everybody's, we get burned, you spend a bunch of money on something, you go, well, silver lining is we know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
And it's one of those things, if you spend more money on, say, Facebook ads, you won't really, if you spend, say, $5, it's more of you're not going to really know if it really worked because you didn't really put that much in. When if you say you spend 20, you'll know if it worked or not.
Yeah, it's tough because you got to jump in.
Yeah.
You can't just dip your toe in the pool, because the way that all the Facebook and Google stuff works is it's all this algorithm, and you need to give it a ton of data, because it literally needs to show your ad to everybody out there and then go, okay, we know this segment of people, this is perfect, because they're the ones that are actually engaging with it. There's the ones that are, filling out the forms or calling you, stuff like that. But if you don't show them all the data, they're just going, well, you only showed us 5% of the population. We don't really know, because, it's like with statistics, you need more data. And the more data you can give it, the more refined it's going to be. So you really got to, kind of put forth your trust and go, all right, let me let Facebook do its thing.
Yeah.
Which is scary, because what if you lose a couple $1,000 on Facebook ads and you go, man, this didn't work?
Yeah. If you didn't set it up right, it's some stress you don't really think about, but
exactly,
you have to.
But imagine those people that did put this thing out there and say, hey, I want to focus more on the MDs, the people that are making $1 million a year, because imagine how much easier it is to sell a kitchen remodel for, up in New York City, $100,000 to somebody that's making 7 figures a year, versus now you're just trying to do it to the masses, hoping that, Facebook's algorithm is good enough that it'll just figure out who it is for you. But, you missed out.
Yeah. I saw a story on the internet that had this lady spent $1.6 million because some psychic lady said that her family was cursed. She spent $1.6 million to remove the curse.
Really?
So if you want to market those upper echelon people, just think they'll spend money on worse things. So to get your bathroom and kitchen remodeled.
That lady went to jail, right?
Yeah, she did.
I think it for a scam.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if she was a real psychic or whatever, but she's found a way to tell these people, yeah, give me $1.6 million and I'll lift the curse off your family.
She could do a Jordan Belfort thing where she just comes out and teaches sales.
Yeah, exactly. And my personal opinion, I was like, why is she in jail? If that family's willing to pay $1.6 million, that lady's a genius.
Yeah, she just sold him something and goes, didn't work.
Especially if she's a real psychic.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was real or not, but
well, I don't personally believe.
I don't believe
that
that
stuff
either. So
I guess not. So I guess we're both in agreement.
Yeah.
She's not a real psychic.
Yeah, but she's still a genius. If
Yeah.
she can get $1.6 million to anybody. But
that just shows you people will spend the money. And imagine if you could just have if your ideal client, for that lady, if she could say, okay, great, I know this person that I just sold a $1.6 million reading to or whatever. Hey, Facebook, find me 100 more of these people with the exact same job title and exact same this, exact same that. Right now, she can't do that. But 5 years ago, even a few years ago, I think whenever they had it was probably only before all the Cambridge Analytica stuff. They had all that.
Yeah.
So the whole premise of what we're talking about is, guys, this stuff, stuff changes so much. And right now, it's still the Wild West with social media and all the YouTube and email marketing stuff. So if you're sitting back and just going, oh, next year's going to be the year that I do it, or let me just put a couple bucks, let me just boost a post for $10, and if it works and I get a bunch of leads off of it, then I'll do it again. But if not, I'm out. You're missing the boat. And the people that are going, okay, great, let me put the money in, let me figure out both what works and what doesn't work, they're the ones that are building up their brand, building up their relationships, things like that. They're the ones that are going to come out on top. So if anything does happen, they're the ones that have already built the trust.
Yeah. I think if you're a contractor with, you're kind of in that middle range where you're not really up and coming anymore, but you're not really, you still got a ways to go to retirement. I think there's some kind of, stalling when it comes to this, social media and the technology part, because you're not really sure about it, but you need it. And I think just going all in for it can rejuvenate you as a business owner, because at this point you've been in it for almost 15 years if you're in this middle range.
So you're probably 40, 45?
I'm thinking 45, yeah,
Okay.
around 50. And so you've been in enough that you're like, all right, I've been in this business a lot, I don't really want to be in the field anymore. You kind of need something else to get your competitive juices flowing as an owner. This is a perfect opportunity to do it.
Plus, like, imagine if you're doing this with social media and you're building up this pipeline of people and relationships and stuff like that. What's a more sellable business? One where you're the one that's like, oh yeah, I get all my work word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who do they refer? Do they refer Logan's remodeling business, or do they refer Logan? Oh, well, they just refer me. Great. Now what happens when you're out of the business?
Mm-hmm.
How do you sell that?
Customers die off too.
The customers die, exactly. If everybody's your age versus, oh yeah, because of what we're doing in social media, we're just constantly getting more people in our pipeline that we know, okay, it's about a 6-month ordeal of them staying in our email list, and then all we got to do is hit them with one small promo and we capture 10 leads like that. That's scalable. I mean, you can actually do stuff with that. And when it comes to selling something, I mean, that goes into it. Like recurring revenue goes into selling a business. Leads, that goes into selling a business. Especially like internet leads of just like, hey, yeah, this is what we do each month online. It generates this many leads. We have on average this is our percentage of closing, our close percent. So it's just a math equation versus like, oh yeah, like I have to build a relationship and this and that. Yeah. So with all the social media stuff and the internet stuff, like really it's, I mean,
I look at, my dad, he's in his 60s, but no hesitation to comment on anybody's picture on Facebook, and he likes to talk on the phone, but when it's like, oh, I don't want to call him back right now, but you'll comment on his Facebook page as soon as possible. That's how easy it could be. You don't really even have to you can be that keyboard warrior and just type behind the keyboard if you really want to. But
so guys, go all in on this stuff. So when it comes to social media and advertising and this and that, there's no better time than now, right? The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is now. It's and all the stuff, because it is the Wild West. I think Gary Vee talked about it. He was like, right now with the internet, like the real estate of the internet, it's in essence, it's like buying, I think he said like, it's like buying Malibu right now in 1910, where you could say, oh yeah, like that's a nice place. Nobody really knows about it. Let me pay pennies on the dollar. Yeah. That's all this online stuff is. Where if you're just sitting back and you're waiting for somebody to go, oh, okay, my competitor in my area, now he's starting to do Facebook ads. Let me do it too. Well, that dude's been probably doing it for, months and months and months. You just haven't noticed it. And now they're figuring it out. So they're going to be, off to the races with it. And you're going to have to go through that 6-month ramping period of understanding what the hell is going on. And then by the time that you figured out, okay, now I finally got it, they've already taken up half the city knows exactly who they are. So
yeah,
it's too late at that point.
Yeah.
So when it comes to ads and stuff like that, that's kind of the why. We'll kind of jump into the how, which is one is going to be video. I mean, video's if you're still afraid to get on video, that's fine. Like everybody does content their own way. We do it we have blogs, we have video, we do podcasts. Like we try to do it in every single way that we can. Pick what you're good at.
Yeah. At the very least, a before and after picture.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Oh, I just haven't had the time. I'm like, dude, you do 6 kitchens a year.
Yeah.
Like how, have you not had the time to do 12 pictures?
And you're on your phone 40 times a day. You are.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And video, I mean, really is like, I'm going to say like, oh yeah, you can skate by without video. In the next couple years, I mean, everybody's going to need to have like an in-house video person. It's tough to do it because you got to get comfortable in video. But if you're not comfortable, find somebody who is. Find one of your employees. Like my dad doesn't really do video anymore, but they have TJ does it. TJ's he's 24. He's cool on video. People like him because he's fun. He takes some practice, but now he's good.
Yeah.
So you got to get on video. And when it comes to growing your business online, if you're still stuck in the referral era of I just do off referrals and that's like your rite of passage, yes, that's always going to be a good route, but I mean you're SOL when it comes to the younger generations of like millennials. I think now a millennial could be 39.
Yeah.
I think 1980 is the first year of being a millennial.
Wow.
So you could be 39 and 39-year-olds are starting to get money. So in the next couple of years, they're going to be your clientele.
Yeah.
And guess where millennials are going to, find a kitchen remodeler? Internet.
Yeah. Social media.
I
I always see my older sisters, they're getting close to their 30s. They always do that Facebook recommendation. Like they'll like, oh, where should I go in Providence, Rhode Island to go to eat? And that's gonna be the same thing for contractors. And it probably already is. But I mean, it's gonna be 10 times more than that in a few years.
It's like that. People post that stuff. It's like that with Facebook groups. But then imagine having a backing. Who should I do for this? Well, you've got two people. You've got either Logan's remodeling or Alex's remodeling. Logan's remodeling has a terrible website. They don't have any social media presence. While Alex has like their entire company all over the internet. Who are you going to feel more trusting with? And so Logan's remodeling, unless they come in with a really low price, they're going with Alex's thing.
Yeah.
So you got to get on it. Stop, let me just do this. You can start slow, start doing some video. Then you can start doing some video, some Facebook advertising, this and that. But if you're really just dipping your toe in and all this stuff and just going, well, let me take a picture here or a picture there and just post it online, you might as well just save your time and not even take a picture.
Yeah, no, it's pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, I get being scared to jump in for it, but at some point you have to figure it out. So why not now?
You're going to have to figure it out. Social media is not going away anytime soon. No. I read an article yesterday that was like, if you're not spending at least $3,000 a month on Facebook ads, like, good luck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is, for some people, like $3,000 a month is a lot. Plus, if you don't know what you're doing, you might waste $3,000, or if you hire somebody else, it's going to cost more. So, I mean, it's scary, it's expensive, and the craziest part is it's only getting more and more expensive.
And I know personally, I learn a lot more from my mistakes than I do from just being scared not doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's okay to make one mistake. Hopefully, you got to minimize the mistakes, but you gotta make sure that you capitalize off of that, and the outcome on the other end is better than what it was before.
I would say, in the very least, $3,000 is the minimum. But at least do $500 a month. At least that, just to like start to put some stuff out there. Let Facebook start to do its thing. That's like what, $12 a day. Like if you can't find $12 a day on advertising, like
Yeah. What are you doing in business?
Yeah, I mean you spend $12 a day on just like lunch.
Yeah.
Like don't go out to lunch. Stay home, pack your lunch, and then put that towards letting somebody out there find your company and grow it that way.
Yeah.
I mean you're just investing in your company versus investing in Subway.
Yeah, which, Subway doesn't need any more money.
No, they're good.
No, they're good.
So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. It just speeds everything. Don't miss the boat on this stuff. Get in. Don't become a Netflix. Don't become a Blockbuster. Don't become a Sears or a Radioshack where they're just dipping their toe in, because eventually stuff will slow down and only those businesses that have built up their online brands are going to be the last one standing. So make sure you jump in, go all in. Last thing. We got some, if you're watching this thing on YouTube, we got some, decorations around us. If you want us to put, you got a hat or like a sticker, actually not sticker, that look tacky. If you got a hat, we'll go ahead and put, or like a cool mug with your logo on it. You want us to put that bad boy up here so you'll be featured in our podcast? Send on over. We'll put our address in the show notes. Can we do that?
Yeah, of course.
All right, we'll put the address in the show notes. We'll put it up there, and you'll be able to look for your stuff the next time. So
if you got any ideas for what we should put up here, let us know too.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of an ongoing thing. So we got a cool sign coming in, and then we've got a old school Antonio Brown jersey.
Yeah,
that's going up in the back.
It'll be up on the wall. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's a Raiders one, but he scored a touchdown this past week. So
yeah.
there it is. There you go.
Yeah, front and center. So
cool.
We'll see.
All right, guys, and if you're on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the like button right now, please, because it really does help out the algorithm. And I would say the call to action for the podcast is either subscribe or send us something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
We're trying to beef this thing out, add another shelf in there. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, make sure you go on. Speeds everything. All right, Amazon would not be in the business that they're in if all they ever did was offer 7-day shipping. Cool.
Cool.
All right, thanks, guys.